Macmillan Audio presents The Secret Guests by Benjamin Black. Read for you by Barrie Kreinik. To C.M. and his father. The young girl stood in the darkness before the tall window and watched with excitement and fascination the bombs falling on the city. The sky in the east, where the docks were, flared and flashed in all sorts of colors, yellow and blue and pink and mauve, and big clouds of smoke, red-rimmed, billowed up. It was as if Guy Fawkes' night had come early. Or, no. It seemed a sort of theatrical event, like the last act of an opera, the whole performance conducted by the sweeping batons of the searchlights. Indeed, she saw herself as a figure on a stage, standing there with the enormous shadowed room behind her and the sky in the distance on fire. Then something came flying swiftly out of the dark and banged against the window pane in front of her, making her jump. After the first shock, she stepped nearer to the window and saw the bird on the gravel outside, lying on its back with its wings tucked against its sides with unnatural neatness. It was twitching, and its eyes were open. She could see them shining like little black beads in the glare from the sky. What kind of bird was it? Not an owl. Could there be owls here in the middle of the city? But it might be a starling, or even a small crow. She knew it was going to die, and even as she watched, the twitching stopped and the wings went slack. She imagined people over at the docks, workers, sailors, firemen, people in the streets and even in their homes, dying like that, with their arms pressed tight against their sides and staring into the flaming sky, and then their eyes dimming and their arms going limp. The door opened behind her. "What are you doing?" her sister asked sharply. The girl didn't turn from the window. "Nothing," she said. Her sister came forward swiftly and pulled the heavy curtains shut, making the rings rattle on the rail high above. "Don't you know there's a blackout?" Her sister was 4 years older than she was, and terribly bossy. "The lights weren't on." "It doesn't matter. The rule is to keep the curtains drawn at all times after dark." The little girl sighed. Her name was Margaret. She was 10. "A bird flew into the window and was killed," she said. "It's outside on the ground, if you want to see it." "You shouldn't be here standing at the window. If a bomb fell, there would be a blast and the glass would shatter and you would be killed." "Would they drop bombs on us here?" This was a possibility she hadn't thought of before. She was curious to know what it would be like to be blown up. But the palace was so big it wouldn't collapse, surely. Only the roof would be damaged and chimney pots knocked over. "They drop bombs everywhere," her sister said. "Now come along, Mummy and Daddy are waiting for us." She led the way out of the room. They went along a broad corridor where there were chandeliers and rows of gilt chairs facing each other on either side, and big ornate mirrors on the walls, impassive as sentries. As they walked, Margaret studied her sister with interest. "You're shaking," she said. "What?" "Are you frightened of the bombs?" Her sister would not look at her. "Of course I'm not frightened." They came to a pair of broad double doors, with 2 footmen in livery standing to attention, one on either side. "I wonder why the bird flew into the window," Margaret said thoughtfully. "Maybe it was frightened too, of all the noise and the lights." The footman stepped forward smartly, each one opening his side of the double doors to allow the girls through. The large, high-ceilinged drawing room had faded gold wallpaper and a dark yellow carpet. There was a chandelier, too. Big, blurred paintings, portraits mostly, in varied shades of black and brown and faded reds, leaned out a little way from the walls, as if the people in them were listening intently to everything that went on in the room. There was an enormous marble fireplace, with an absurdly small coal fire smoking in the grate. In wartime, it was the duty of everyone to use fuel sparingly.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?